Hey guys, Darren here with Kingpin Tarot. So it's been a while since I posted. Actually, it has been about a year since I was in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and then I decided to get sober, which was a total journey in itself. So I had some mishaps, went on back to the United States after a short stint, and then had some more mishaps in the United States. But anyway, remained sober from alcohol and also finished 2 master's degrees in the interim. So I have been a busy little bee, and now I am back in Buenos Aires, Argentina, where I now reside due to just a lot of craziness. But I always believe that God takes you where you need to go. So this is where I am, and this is my new journey, my new life, which I am excited about and happy to be here with my little fur kids. So I don't want to ramble on. I may make a different video for all of that, but I know everybody that's going to be tuning in, you want to see the videos of your tarot, right? And your messages that need to come through. So let's see what sign we're going to do first. 8 of Pentacles. So let's just start with Capricorn. And I am a Capricorn, actually. So I'm a December one. So if you're a January Capricorn, don't hate. Wow, some messages want to fly out. We have a King of Cups, King of Swords, and a 4 of Cups. So there could be some kind of rejection with a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, or a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. But either way, whichever one you may be rejecting that cup of love. I don't know, that wanted to fly out before we even get started. So Capricorn, hope that you are doing well. Gonna try some new stuff this time. I'm still a student. Well, I just graduated. I shouldn't say graduated, I conferred my 2nd degree. So I am going into law school now, actually. So as a law student, as a student here in, even though I'm in Argentina, I have this is my little memories of the USA above me, my little USA map. So Capricorn, we're gonna do past, present, future. There's your card, the Devil, on the bottom of the deck. Past, present, future, advice, and blockages is what reading we're going to do. If you feel inclined and you want to donate to the channel, I will put my Cash App in the description box. So if you feel inclined. If you also would like a personal private reading, I will be offering those. You can find that information also in the description box below. So help out your poor future law school student if you want to donate, because that's why I'm bringing it back. So I always love to give messages and do tarot and readings, but it will actually help me, and then it'll help me also help you and keep the channel going, because I still have bills to pay as well. So, all right, guys. Capricorn, remember, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If the message doesn't resonate, that's okay. There are plenty of other readers on the internet. So Capricorn, spirit, guides, God, ancestors, angels, calling you in. Let me be the conduit for our Capricorn reading. Let's start with past energy. 2 cards, please. First one out, Capricorn, Ace of Swords. So there could be some kind of truth that has come forward. I can't help but notice right before I pull that second card, though, the little leaves on falling through the air. So there could be some kind of, they say the winds of change, but then when you notice, like, sometimes if you hit a tree, or a tree's been hit, or the wind hits the tree, the leaves just kind of go where the wind blows them, right, when they fall off the tree. So there could have been what I'm pulling out of that is there could have been some kind of truth come out. Truth is Ace of Swords. That you just kind of went with the flow, which is, Capricorn, you're usually really grounded, really, stable, secure in whatever your thoughts are, your belief systems. But this could have been whatever truth came out, you could have been like these leaves where you're just like, I have to go where the wind takes me. And this could have been a dark time, because if you notice in the card, there's no sun. It's kind of gray and dreary at the bottom. So whatever truth that kind of shuffled you along, is what I'm channeling, along your journey, along your path. You could have just had to roll with it. Yeah, this could have absolutely had to do with love. Even though lovers doesn't always have to be love, there could have been, and more wind if you notice here. So the winds of change. So there was some very big winds of change around some kind of truth that came forward in the past. As these are my only English decks that survived my my exit, shall we say, from the United States, I had to go buy some tarot cards, and they are in Espanol, pero vivo in Argentina ahora. I live in Argentina now, so just bear with me. My Spanish I'm learning as well, and using tarot. So we're going to clarify this winds of change with the Lover's card and the past energy. Spirit, give us a clarifier. Yeah, the Cuatro de Copas, which would be the Four of Cups, okay? So again, there is some kind of rejection, which remember we pulled that in on the Four of Cups in the other deck. So there was definitely some kind of rejection around love, around some kind of love interest. But there is some kind of truth that came forward, and you just had to go with it. That's what I'm pulling in. Like, you're just like, I gotta roll with this. I have to roll with where this is taking me. But I don't feel like it was a good energy at all, and usually if it was a breakup or whatnot, it's not usually a good energy. So this is just kind of, you were just rolling with it. You were just rolling with the changes. All right, so let's move on to present energy for our Capricorn collective. Present energy around our Capricorn. Nine of Pentacles. So here you are in the single energy, just enjoying your life. Look, you have your little bird. You're in your garden. You're trying to make your money. You're holding it down. This is also the card of Virgo. So if you may have Virgo in your chart, I personally have a Virgo moon, some super earthy Capricorn sun, Virgo moon. But this is just your stability. You're trying to enjoy the fruits of your own labor here, Capricorn. Yeah, and then you go from the Nine of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. So you're really could be focusing, have family on your mind. This is also the Ten of Pentacles is where you're going. Nine of Pentacles, single. Ten of Pentacles, you could have someone coming in if you're not in a love interest or in a relationship right now. But Ten of Pentacles indicates long-term stability, success, money, career, retirement. Like, that is what your focus is on. So if you notice in this past energy where you shift from love, so like this, what I'm pulling in is love could have ended. This love relationship could have ended for you. And then you're just like, okay, well, I'm just going to go do me. And I'm going to focus on my money. Like, that's what it is. My money and my stability. Because if you notice, like, there was no pentacles, which as a Capricorn, you would be coming through predominantly in the pentacle energy. But in the past, it was swords, cups, and then lovers would be Gemini, so that you couldn't also have Gemini in your chart. You don't have to, but what I'm saying is it was lacking stability in the past energy. So then you go in here and you're like, okay, well, whatever, I'm going to roll with that change. Whatever happened, it wasn't pretty, but I'm going to roll with it. Okay, I'm going to roll with it, and I'm going to focus on my stability, my coins, okay, and my animals. You may have some animals, and you're focusing, you're just happy. You're just doing your thing. I'm showing 2 dogs and a bird, so maybe you have 3 animals. All right, so let's clarify, Spirit, clarify this Nine of Pentacles with this 10 of Pentacles around our Capricorn in the present energy. 2 wanted to come out. So we have the Justice card. And we have, the Emperor. So you could be dealing with an Aries, and I say that with the Justice card. There could be some kind of court situation, some kind of legality. The Justice could have Libra in your chart. Sorry, I'm laughing at this card. I've never seen a Justice card. I am so stupid. I thought that was a woman with a beard. It is literally the woman with her hair with a ponytail. So this person could actually have long hair. I was laughing to myself because I'm thinking, not that I'm obviously gay and I support the trans community, but I'm like, I thought this was a bearded woman. I don't know why I would have thought that, but maybe that's I don't know. Here we are. So anyway, but this, you could be dealing with an Aries and a Libra, or you could be having some kind of judicial situation going on with an Aries or a boss type figure. Emperor represents Aries in the tarot. But they're both looking, I can't help but notice, look, you're over here looking at your coins and they're looking at you. So you could be like, whatever this was in the past, it could have like whatever you left in the past. It doesn't have to be love necessarily, but if it was, these people are watching you, okay? They're watching you. All eyes are on you. And in fact, the people around the emperor, so whoever's in this emperor's company, you notice their heads are turned towards you as well. So everybody is watching you, Capricorn. All eyes on you is what I'm feeling. Ooh, okay. Okay, Big Daddy, Big Mama. What you got going on? Why are all eyes on Capricorn? Let's take it in my third deck here. All eyes on Capricorn. Why? Oh, some communication that you may have put through. And again, this is Knight of Swords, and you notice in this card there is no sun. Again, it's kind of dreary. So whatever communication came through, it was fast and it was probably not pretty. And that is why all eyes are on you. And again, here's that Lover's card. So this is definitely some kind of soulmate connection, whether it be love or otherwise, but it's strong love pulling in. And I can't help but notice, not in the original Rider-Waite deck, but in this other deck, fire energy. So you could have had, and there's super fire, and like I've never noticed that. Like so you could have actually been dealing with an Aries. This is strong Aries energy coming through. But now that Aries is in this Hanged Man energy of, what in the world do I do now? That's the Hanged Man. Like the Hanged Man is all options are like everything's been put on the table. And the Hanged Man is, oh my God, how do I move forward? Because I don't know what to do now. So whatever communication this was, it was fast, it was not pretty, and now all eyes are on you, but you're over here unbothered, Capricorn. You're over here unbothered, working on your life, your long-term stability and success. So, I mean, that's what Capricorns do, right? So like, if you think you're gonna take down a Capricorn, you came in, whatever truth was handled, dished out, Capricorn, you're like, I'm not going to sit in this nonsense, this mess, this bullshit. I'm not monetized now on this other channel now that I'm revamping it, so I can cuss now for a hot second. But you're like, I'm not dealing with this bullshit. I'm going to roll with the punches, and then I'm going to go where I'm going to focus on my long-term stability and success in my coin. But whoever this was on the other side of the coin, now all eyes are on you, and they are not. Nobody's smiling. You're smiling, and everybody's smiling up in your world over here, but in their world, there is fire. There is like, I'm hearing, look, I'm not even joking when I say this. Now that I am living in Latin America and South America, especially in Argentina, like I'm being so truthful. I have spirit guides that come to me in English when I was in the United States and still do when I'm here. But now that I am in Argentina, I don't even know Spanish that well, right? I'm practicing every day, whatever. But it's like I am now having Spanish spirit guides coming through. For instance, I was walking through the city just because, I'm in a new city exploring. It's my new life, right? So I'm going to explore. I'm just walking there with just normal people in the streets. And I hear one of my spirit guides say, con armas, which means with guns. And I'm thinking, oh my God, like, am I going crazy? No, I wasn't going crazy. It was literally just like one of my English speaking spirit guides, but they came through in Spanish. I look up to my right, and then magically this police shows up who is wearing a gun with a holster out of nowhere. So that is how my spirit guides come to me, right? So when they told me con armas, I'm thinking, what in the world? With guns, I'm thinking, what in the world? And then all of a sudden, here comes the police with the gun. So that is how my spirit guides come to me. So whatever, I don't know why I was drawn to say that. So maybe if you're channeling messages. Maybe this is your confirmation that channeling messages, that's how you can receive messages. It's not schizophrenia. It is literally you channeling messages from the divine, your angels, your ancestors. But you have to open up that mindset to really do that self-expansion of your mindset in order to receive those messages. Because if you're sitting around in the mindset of, that's not gonna work, that's crazy, that's bogus, blah, 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 then they're not gonna send you messages. Like, would you want to, if you're talking to somebody and they're not listening to you, are you going to keep talking to them? I mean, let's be honest, some of you guys and girls will, just because you like to hear yourself talk, but I wouldn't. If you're not listening to what I have to say, then I'm going to keep on, I'm going to turn into this energy and go do my damn thing. But whatever, back to the point is, whatever happened here, all eyes are on you. These people are, nobody's smiling, and ain't nobody smiling. Nobody is smiling around whatever communication this was. And it came out of nowhere. It came out of left field is what I'm feeling. So, all right, before we go into future energy, let's see what is blocking you at this time, Capricorn. So really, I mean, I feel like right now, Capricorn, right now in the present energy, you're just doing your thing. You're doing your thing. You're stable. You're getting, if whatever punches you were dealt in the past, you're coming back up. And you're regrounding yourself. You're finding your stability. You're getting back on board with things. Whoa, that wanted to fly out. So your blockage. Queen of Wands. Here's that Aries energy again. Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. This is a blockage. So now we've got like we've got super strong. So you must be dealing with a fire sign in your energy. Give us one more card around this blockage with this Aries and then we'll clarify. Yeah, they're trying to hold on to you. Because here's the Four of Pentacles. This is the Capricorn card. So they are literally trying to hold on to you or physically trying to hold on to money right now. So whatever this was, Capricorn, this fire sign female is trying to either hold on to you, hold on to their money, because Four of Pentacles indicates a poverty mindset and maybe actual poverty itself. But they're trying to hold on to. They're watching you though. So that's what I'm saying. Like all eyes are on, like, see, her face is watching this Capricorn card. So I believe like whoever this is, they're watching you up here. Their blockage is that they're watching you down here. Cinco de Oros, which would mean the Five of Pentacles, more poverty. I think this person's worried about financial devastation. I don't know why I heard devastation. I don't normally use that word ever. But again, spirit guides want me to say devastation. Why is that coming through? Let's clarify. Why is this poverty? I mean, like, this is double poverty around this Queen of Wands individual. The Star, because of healing. So this is the blockage, remember? So this means this hasn't taken place. So because of some lack of healing is why this individual is either A, holding on to you, B, trying to hold on to their money to avoid poverty, or C, they're holding on to you and trying to avoid poverty at the same time. So it's one of those three options. But that is your blockage. Your blockage is that this person will not let you go. Okay, well, before we go to the advice, now I'm going to go into like Maury Povich mode. We need to know why will this fire sign not let our Capricorn go? Why are they so obsessed? Why are you so obsessed with me? The Empress could be your mom. Again, here's that Hanged Man energy that came out again. So they don't know how to move forward. This could actually be a mother. It doesn't have to be your mother, but it could be a mother or a mother figure. And Queen of Cups. So why they're obsessed with you is because, here, I'm going to give you two different ways. Take it as it resonates. If it's not your story, don't force it. But someone is unable to figure out. What I'm hearing is like they're trying to spin the narrative. Take it for what, and there's your confirmation with the horn. They're trying to spin the narrative from the heart space. So what that means for me is they may try to come in and play on your heartstrings. Okay? But it looks like, because if you notice, well, I'll just tell you, the only cups which represent the heart space, represents love, is in your past. And that was when you rejected it. Or they did. Take it as it resonates. But it only shows up now with that Queen of Cups. So this could also be a third-party situation. Somebody could have been working with someone else. But whatever it is, this person does not know how to move forward with you. And again, they're also, at the same time, they could try to play on your heartstrings. Or maybe they realize that's not going to work now because of whatever has happened or whatever transpired. But they're also really, really, really worried about their money and poverty right now. Okay, well, let's not focus too much on them because this is your reading, Capricorn. So, all right, Spirit, guides, God, angels, ancestors, give us advice for Capricorn at this time. There you are, Capricorn, Queen of Pentacles. So what this means, your advice is keep grounded, keep doing your thing. You're grounded, you're stable, you know what to do, you know how to proceed. Page of Cups. So this is saying, even though you are grounded, even though this is not normally this is not the advice that I take, but this is the advice that Spirit's giving me, is they're saying to open up your heart, Capricorn. Crack open that heart, Capricorn. Just crack it on open. Why are you advising Capricorn to crack open their heart? With the Queen of Wands. Here's that damn Queen of Wands. Look at this fire sign energy. She just can't leave well enough alone. Five of Cups. So this is saying, Capricorn, you need to open up your heart. But even though there are 3 cups that have fallen and spilled, there are still 2 standing. So that means that there is a path forward. If you choose. Now, we all have our own free will, of course, but your advice to move through the situation is to be more receptive in the heart space. Although, just playing devil's advocate, because as a Capricorn, and the Capricorn is the devil in tarot, so we love to play devil's advocate, and that's one of the superpowers of Capricorn that not a lot of the other signs have, actually. Is that we can play devil's advocate almost better than, we do play devil's advocate better than any other sign in the zodiac. And that's why Capricorn is such a grounded, strong sign. But even so, even with that being said, this is saying you still need to open up your heart space, even though you're aware of what happened in the past and it wasn't pretty, okay? And let me tell you, that is difficult. That is difficult, especially for a stubborn old Capricorn, us goats. That's difficult, right? And I don't know why again, I'm living in Latin America, but I keep getting drawn to Mexico. So I'm not sure why I'm just telling you, this whole reading I've been drawn to Mexico, and I don't have any connections there myself. But yeah, somebody wants a new beginning. A new beginning with the Ace of Wands, the As de Bastos. So this is saying, really, your advice from Spirit is open up your heart, crack it open a little bit. Maybe you need to, if this person does approach you, because it looks like they're all up in your energy every which way, then maybe perhaps you all can sit down and have a serious conversation. Maybe even if you can't stand this person, and you despise them to the other side of the world and back, maybe just give them 5 minutes. Just give them 5 minutes. And if they're on some bullshit, then just shut the conversation down and leave. Because that's your choice and your free will. You don't have to sit and listen to anybody. But Spirit is advising you that there is, even though it may not seem like there's a path forward, there is a path forward, because love always does win. And that has always been my motto since I can remember. So I would hate to discredit my own mottos and my own teachings from my past, but there is a fine line, right? There's a fine line of, okay, well, I'm being stubborn and opening my heart, but that doesn't mean you have to be stupid, okay? So again, that's why I said, use your discernment if you're talking to this individual or you have some kind of conversation with this person, because not any one of us in this world is correct all the time, period, point blank. So this person could have been wrong. You could have also been wrong, even though we don't like to admit that as Capricorns, but you both could have been wrong. So part of growing is learning from our mistakes and moving forward with those people. If you want them in your life, of course, that is your choice. You don't have to have anybody in your life. If this was an abusive situation in any form, domestic assault, verbal, psychological, sexual, any of those, You have that choice as a human, from your higher self, to close that connection off. Just because this tarot reading is advising that you crack open your heart, if this person was abusive to you to the point of, well, just any point, like if you don't want to accept that kind of behavior in your life, you don't, okay? You don't. So let's be clear about that before we go forward. Just because the tarot says, oh, well, open your heart and have a conversation with this person, let's pump the brakes for a second, because if they were abusive and that's not you anymore and you don't want that in your life, I truly believe that people come into our life for a reason and a season. And sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's long, sometimes it's devastating, sometimes it's for love. You know, there's many purposes. But at the end of the day, if you don't resonate with this individual and you don't have any reason that you want to move forward with them, and they do approach you, you can simply just say that. It's no harm, no foul. It's your life, it's your choice. You know, so that's that. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse here. All right, so let's move on and close it out. Sorry, almost 30 minutes in. Ooh. Forget how carried away I love these. I love doing readings. So in the future, there is the Three of Wands, more fire sign energy, but this is, you are going to wait and see. This is I'm going to wait and see what happens. Although I will say the landscape in this card looks a little bit brighter than the past. It's still not, there's no sun shining. So that's what I'm saying. Like, whatever situation this is, the sun has not reappeared. So just as someone who has very little fire in their chart, like I have very, very little. I think I might have something in Sagittarius, my Mercury, maybe, or I think is it Mercury? I don't know. But I have very, very little fire. But as someone who has dealt with many, many fire signs in my family, an ex-spouse, you know, a mother, like there's a grandmother, I was like, I've dealt with a lot of fire signs, especially women in my life. And friends also. I have several Leo friends that are dear to my heart, loyal. But at the same time, they like to, this is again from my perspective, that from the people I've dealt with, they just like fire, it's over. So you may have had a fight, they're over it, but you're not. You're an earth sign, right? So you are earth, you are grounded AF. You don't forget things, and there's you use more reasoning and rationale around choices and behaviors, whereas this person may have said, oh, okay, yeah, we got into a fight, get over it, blah, blah, blah. You don't say that to a Capricorn. In fact, that's the worst thing you could ever say to a Capricorn or a Virgo or a Taurus. What you need to do if you're going to approach them is, first, if you did wrong, you apologize. They will appreciate you being honest, sincere, and apologetic. But don't ever start your conversation with, well, you should get over it. That is how you will just block yourself out of that person's life. In fact, you'll go back into timeout. You'll go back into timeout. In fact, that's almost like borderline narcissistic response, if you ask me. So anyway, so your future, wow, okay, so they wanted to fall out. So this is, again, this is uncertainty. There could be some spying going on, Page of Swords, but this is waiting to see what happens, and there is uncertainty about a new beginning in the heart with this individual. So I do not see in any immediate resolution, which I don't think this is really, even though this is your reading, Capricorn, this person's energy is all, I feel like they're trying to get up in your energy, because you're over here, again, in the present, you're just doing the damn thing. You're worried about yourself, your long-term stability and success. This person is whatever, why they're trying to force their way back in is beyond me. But if you're over here just doing your thing, minding your business, staying in your lane, in the future, this is showing that I feel like you're just kind of like, well, let's wait and see what happens, you know? Like, let's just wait it out. Like, it is, I'm doing my life, you're doing your life. What the fuck? What's the problem? Like, what's the problem? Yeah, Two of Pentacles, Dos de Oros, which means, like, I don't know. See, I feel like here's how I feel from the energy of the reading. You come in right now in this present energy where you're like, I'm solid, I'm stable, I know who I am, I'm doing life And then it kind of trickles back into this uncertainty, which just kind of feels, I'm just going to be honest, it feels icky to me. It just feels icky. Because if you're doing so well just within your own self and your own immediate family dynamic, perhaps your pets or your friend, whatever your dynamic is, that may be why you're not wanting to just rush back in or even accept a conversation with this person. Because if you went through this hell and this heartbreak, and now you're like, okay, I'm finally at a point where I'm single, or I'm just doing me, and I'm just worried about my money, my career, my long term, it's going to be hard for a Capricorn, a Virgo, or a Taurus, even though we're in Cap, I don't know why I said that, but a Capricorn to invite you back into their life if you were a factor in the chaos from the past. And again, if you are that fire sign, cross watchers welcome, but don't come for me. But if you were that fire sign and you have not changed behavior, and the Capricorn knows this, and you're trying to just kind of sneak your way back in, that's number one, that's not going to work. And number two, if you don't change your behavior, the Capricorn's going to know, and they're going to call you on your bullshit, and then you're going to go back to timeout again. So I feel like that's just me as the Capricorn picking up on this energy. I already want to stay away from that future energy with whoever this is that is in your energy field. Because I feel like, I'm just doing my thing, I'm happy, everything's going my way, I'm just doing my thing. And then it's like, uncertainty, more uncertainty, juggling money, instability. Like, why would I want to go revisit that situation when I just came from that in the past? Exactly. I'm not going to. Just going to be honest. For me, I would not revisit that. I would just be like, you stay in your lane. I'm going to stay in my lane. Like, we don't have to be like, why are you trying to force yourself into my life? Like, what is your problem? I don't know. It's just the energy I'm pulling in. All right. So Spirit, let's get a final 2 cards closing out for Capricorn. We're going to close out the reading there. We are at around 32 minutes right now. So the Sun. So this looks like happiness. This is one of the happiest cards in the deck for our Capricorn. Oh, we got 3 cards, even though, here you are, the Devil and the Chariot. So you could have actually physically moved, but this is you being happy. And these are 3 major arcana. So the tarot is divided into 2 different energy types, major and minor. All 3 of these are major, which means that is a huge life change. This is huge happiness. When you, Capricorn, the Devil comes out for you in tarot in your own reading, this indicates you are sitting in your power. Like you are owning the damn thing. Like, okay, I'm loving it. And the Chariot, which means, again, forward movement. So you sat in this past energy, but you're not going to sit in that forever. And that's what I'm showing. You moved on. 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, and then now you're in the Sun, the Devil, the Chariot. So let's clarify each of those, and then we will close it out there. Clarify the Sun, the happiest card. Also the card of Leo. King of Pentacles. There you are again. So this is just Spirit saying, right now, you're being happy. You are doing the thing. Look, you're holding the star. Like you feel like a star. You're working on your money. The Devil. The Siete de Copas, which is the 7 of Cups. So what that also tells me is that you have options. Look at this person. You've got options. You have plenty of options in front of you. So it's like, why would you go back to this nonsense? You have plenty of options. And the Chariot, we'll close it out there with the High Priestess. One more. So it's almost like you're moving forward because there is some kind of, I've planted my seeds, the Siete de Oros, the 7 of Pentacles. I planted my seeds. You see all the pentacles on the tree. They're not ready to be picked yet because they're not ripe. The fruit is not ripe, but you're tending to it and you're moving forward. You're like, I know where I'm going and I have a plan mapped out for my life. So Capricorn, to close this energy off, this reading, absolutely beautiful. You do what you want with this other person that's really trying to invade your energy space, because that's what I'm feeling. But at the end of the day, with that person aside, Shoo. Get out the get out the reading. Shoo. You're happy. You got options. And you've already planted the seeds they're already growing. Whatever you've planted, you've manifested, you've watered that garden, it's growing. It's not ready yet, but there is forward movement. We got 2 major arcana, which tells me this is huge. Huge whatever's coming in for you, Capricorn, and it has to do with money and stability. So I feel like whatever you were dealt with in the past, you adapted, you overcame that, you moved forward, and you did the damn thing, Capricorn. So good on you. I am proud of you. This is a really transformational energy and transformational reading is what I would call this. So we are going to close it there. 35 minutes. I didn't mean to go this long, but the messages are what they are. So again, if you like the message, like the channel, I'm going to keep it going. Go ahead and like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all of those things. And also, if you would like to donate to the channel, I will be putting my Cash App in the description box for you. And I am so forever grateful to anyone that likes to donate. I also will put some contact information if you would like to email me for prices and personal readings until I can get a website up and going again. All right, coming to you again from Buenos Aires, Argentina, sending you much love to all of my fellow Capricorns out there. And until next time.